Hey, so this is video number 5 in our series, and it's going to be our final one. We're going to circle back to LinkedIn. We've been talking about how tension shows up in your body and some things that you can do to release it, and how you can start to build from discomfort that leads to growth versus reinforced doubt. Discomfort that's all it does is build up your fear. So we want to make sure that we get the right kind of discomfort. And you can go back to the very beginning and watch all of the episodes. But if you're just starting and you're here tuning in, hi, welcome. We're going to cover something slightly different in this one. So we're talking about commenting on LinkedIn and how to reply to comments or to go through comments. And if you're on LinkedIn, I help people with LinkedIn sometimes, not because I'm a strategist or a personal branding expert or positioning guru, wizard, or anything at all. I'm here to help people just get started on LinkedIn. And so that they don't go through the phase that I went through that was a year of, it was torture. Doing everything the way that I was told I need to do it and how I needed to get growth. But the problem was it's all about growth in a way that I'm not interested in. And there's people that I've been working with, and so this is how this kind of came about, just organically, who are looking to post on LinkedIn, to write, to get, because they have something to share, they have something to contribute. They're open to what might be next in their life, but they're not looking for big changes. And they're not starting a business, and they're not looking to sell anything. So they get sucked into these things that people tell them is what they need to do, and they don't. They don't need to do all of them. And as a matter of fact, even if you're trying to sell something, coming so hard at selling doesn't always help you build the audience that you want to. And I'm very much not for growth, I'm for repelling the people who are not for me. So it saves us both time. It's perfectly okay. I'm not for everybody. I shouldn't be for everybody. And they shouldn't be open to everybody either, just the ones who match them. And then I'm for attracting the ones who do find something that in what I'm saying and it clicks with them, and that's who I'm for. So maybe you're one of them. If you're still watching, you probably are. If not, you've clicked away, and that's totally cool. Okay, so when you come to commenting on LinkedIn, there's this about how you have to comment on these top creators within the first hour. You want to be one of the first ones to put a comment on there, and you need to have these lists of people, and you need to have a certain percentage that are like the big top creators and a certain percentage that's in your field. And then you have to go out and you have to find all these new people so that you can connect with them, and you have to comment for X amount of time, or whether that's like actual time, like in minutes, or number of people before you post yours. Otherwise, the algorithm won't think that you're there and you won't get distributed out there. And you might hear that. I don't know if you hear that, a car going by with some fantastic music blaring. I'm outside my house, and I like to do things in just real life. I just show up. Here I am in real life. So here you are. I don't do multiple takes. I'm outside my house, and it's a lively Friday out here. So going back to LinkedIn, all those rules about how you're supposed to comment and what makes the effective comments and how you have to reply and all of this stuff. And I used to do it. I did it for a year. And then I took 6 months where I really started to uncoach and unlearn all those things. It was hard. The first 3 months were hard, and I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. So I kept getting sucked back into things. And then I started telling my closest people that I was doing this. I wasn't publicly announcing it, but I was doing it and talking to people, and I knew so many other people who felt the same way. And then I started openly sharing, this is what I'm doing and stuff. And I still sometimes get sucked back in. Oh, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should do it that way. I don't do it that way anymore, because what I found out was I was getting so much tension in my body, and I was reinforcing the doubt that I wasn't doing it good enough. I wasn't picking the right people to do it. I needed to do more of it. That was all these things of basically me trashing on myself. And what I was doing is I was taking discomfort and I was pairing it with doubt. And distrust and lowering my confidence and a whole host of other things. We could probably put so many adjectives in there. So then what I started doing was working with how do I find discomfort that leads to growth? And this is my approach to doing the comments now. One of the first things I do is I look, do I sense any discomfort in my body? I don't have to comment on everybody's stuff, even if I read it. And that's the thing I used to think. Well, I already took the time to read their post, so I got to comment, because otherwise it was a total waste of time of reading their post. Why did I even bother? Because I think I need that reach. I think I need to pray to the algorithm gods, right? I don't. And you don't either. That doesn't help you get to the growth that, one, builds your nervous system regulation, that helps to balance your emotions and give you that safety foundation in order to excel. And also, you might just be attracting people that you're not interested in. So the next time that you sit down to comment, I want you to try this. Even if you read the post, but I do this now before I even get to the post, before I even read the first word. I mean, sometimes I see a line, I see the image. I'm often familiar with a lot of the people who show up in my feed, and I just think, do I notice any cringe? Sometimes I actually hear like a metal on metal grinding sound. I don't actually hear it. I just have the idea of that. It pops into my mind. And whenever I feel like a little bit of ick, I move on. I go to the next one, because you know what? There are thousands of people on LinkedIn. There's somebody there for you to comment on if you're meant to comment on them. And you know what? It's okay if you only comment on a few one day and 100 on another, or never 100, only a few each day. It's totally fine. Go at your own pace. Do it your way. Most importantly, do it what is attuned to your body. Tune into yourself so that you're regulated as you go through and do this. And if your body is sending you a signal of, something about that is not for you in that moment. You can either, A, choose to do some kind of nervous system regulation. Sorry, a squirrel just went by, right by my feet. He's hanging out right here. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. This is real life, right? So I'm already got that. You probably saw that. So you can regulate yourself before you go through and do it. If you feel like that's the, you know what, I really intellectually want to comment on this guy's post or her post or whoever it is, then go back to the videos. We talked about some different things that you can do and tap it out, then write your comment, because you're going to come from a much more balanced place. But I don't even do that anymore. I just you know what, just don't feel it. I scroll on through, or I go through and search, or I close it out and just come back another time.